The council's had a chance to read stuff that comes into, now I want to say to the city manager and the city secretary, I don't want stuff that comes into us 30 seconds before a meeting. If somebody wants to deliver something to us, let's have it where we can consider it and figure out what's going on. I don't care who it is. Well, I don't know how we're going to possibly deal with something on that short of notice. The city manager says to me he didn't have any idea about any of this stuff. He wasn't here last night. No one informed him, although the person that's sending one of these letters said they called the city. I don't know who they called. I didn't get the information. I didn't read this information before the meeting last night. Got to figure out some way for us to operate on a better basis. So we're going to take a break. Everybody's going to read everything in front of them before we start the meeting. And will you come over here and explain to us what we got when? I'm going to lay out everything I've got, and I'm assuming that you have laid all these things on our desk. I'm going to lay everything out. I want you to tell me what we've got, when we got it, and let us try to figure out what we're supposed to do about it. So here's the mic. So help me see what you're reading.
Why does she have to have a mic?
Well, why don't you take the stuff up here? I'll read on with Kay.
Boy, this is not, I didn't give you that.
Where's that item that I gave you, Kay?
This is the one that's what I passed out.
Okay, so would you go back there and tell us what all this stuff's about? I'm going to read on with Kay. All this. Well, we're all confused, and that's why I'm asking the city secretary to try to explain to me what we have in front of us.
Okay, the open letter to the mayor and city council of Bastrop, Texas, 6/20/2016. I didn't hand this out to you. I'm not sure where that one came from.
Who handed it out?
I'm not sure.
All right, was this officially, did I say it was okay to pass this stuff out?
I don't know who passed it out.
All right, so you don't know anything about this.
This one I don't know.
This was last night.
Yes.
And no, the chair didn't give anyone permission to pass it out, correct? Did you pass this out, Bonnie?
Pass it out to you all before the meeting.
Did I give you permission to distribute it? No. Okay, all right, that answers that. What's next?
Wait a second. I'm thinking we're talking about different.
All right, you want to read the first few lines so we know what we're talking about?
Okay. It says, an open letter to the mayor and city council of Bastrop, Texas, 6/20/2016. We, taxpaying citizens, condemn the actions of this city council for failing.
That's enough. Do y'all see what that is?
I got that.
All right, and you're saying I didn't give you permission to pass it out? You did that on your own up here on the dais. All right, let me just say to the public, you need to check with I don't think there's anything I won't let you pass out, but you need to check with me before you do it. I had no idea that was coming up. I don't know if anybody read it. I don't know if we have any idea what that was about. So you need to get stuff to us in advance, before.
That has never been what happens before, Mayor, to be fair. In fact, we don't even have stuff in our council pack before meetings some of the time.
All right, would you talk into the mic and try to explain to me what you're talking about?
It has not ever been the tradition, and since I've been on council for 7 years, that someone has to get permission to hand anything except for, I think at one time we talked about religious literature to council members for them to read. I have never in my experience understood that was a no.
Well, maybe I'm wrong, but I've been talking to Mayor Orr, who is my predecessor. He always told me that if somebody wants to distribute something, they ask permission from the chair to distribute to the people on the dais, and I don't know that he's ever disagreed with that.
When did you talk to Mayor Orr about that?
When I first became mayor.
Okay, well, it was my understanding that, and it's always been the policy, that people come in and hand us notes about an event they're having, about a concern they're having, whatever it is, and we have been gratefully accepting that, and we sit up here and read all the things that come to us on the dais before the meeting starts, which is what people see us doing. But if we're going to have that policy, I suggest we also have a policy that we put in place for having information within the PAC.
Well, I don't disagree with that. We need to have information that the whole public has available to them, like our packet. And if something comes up to us at the last second, it's difficult for us to figure out what to do about it. We don't have time to read it. So I'm just saying, I'm agreeing with you. We need to figure out a way to deal with that. So this one came from, Bonnie said that she brought it up. Whether or not I needed to give permission or not, subject to question. So let's go with, what's the next one?
Okay, the next one is the notice of special call meeting, Bastrop City Council, June 20th, 2016, 8 o'clock p.m. I passed that out onto the dais as the norm.
And that was on the website?
Yes.
Okay. What's next?
Passed out tonight.
Wait, which one?
This one here was the notice of the meeting.
Wait a minute.
This right here was given.
Yeah, that was also on the website. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. What's next?
The next thing from last night was the memorandum to Mayor Kessler and council members.
This is last night?
Yes.
Okay.
Last night. And
When did this come in?
I got it right before the meeting started,
What time would you think that was?
maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Okay,
4
so
minutes before.
you distributed this on the
Yes,
dais?
I actually walked behind you. I normally walk in the front, but you were talking. So I walked behind the dais and handed it to each, placed it in front of each council member. I got your your contact. I should have come back and asked you if you were talking.
Well, I'm not saying what you should have done. I'm just, I mean, Ann,
No, well,
I know
I
you're
laid it there.
upright and you're doing the best you can. So did we know this? So do you think we understood this before we started the meeting?
I don't know if you understood.
But do you think I'm sorry, wrong question. No, you can't answer that. Do you think we understood that we'd received this and we ought to read it before the meeting, or you just gave it to us, or what?
Do not answer that. How would you know?
All right, help me figure this out. I want to know when we got this, and you came in behind us and distributed it.
Correct.
And you have no idea what we did. Okay, that's fair enough, Ann. No, I mean, Kate's right. You distributed it to us, right?
Yes.
About the time we started the meeting.
Right.
Okay, what else do we have?
Can I say something?
Let me let her deal with her.
Everything here is for tonight.
Which is
This is
the,
for tonight. This is the agenda, and then we have proposed street reconstruction utility improvements revised. We have a preliminary tax rate analysis, and we have a City of Bastrop budget workshop PowerPoint.
so let me ask if anybody has any questions before I call the meeting to order.
I got a comment.
Okay, you got a comment?
This was on our dial last time we got here.
Mike? So, Mike, you want to say, I may call him, oh, it's Willie. Willie?
This was on the dial as well as when we got here. Mike's letter dated June 20th, was sitting here when we.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that. We have Mike's letter. Okay.
But let me finish up. Regardless of what was passed out last night, this is simple to fix. If somebody brings something to the meeting that they want to pass out, take it to the secretary and she can bring it to you personally to see if you want to distribute it or not. This is pretty simple. We don't need to waste 30 minutes discussing what was brought here, what wasn't brought here, what didn't we see. There's 2 or 3 deals last night that we didn't see, but I think it's pretty simple just to have them take it to the secretary and she can bring it to you.
Be a lot better if we could deal with stuff a day or two in advance.
I did too. Back to what Kay was saying earlier, there's information that for years we tried to get staff and other people to put in the packets before our packets went out on Friday, and a lot of times that doesn't work. So that's another thing to address in the future.
I'd like to say something. I very much object to bringing our city secretary up in front and to be interrogated like that. I never want to see an employee treated like that again.
Well, do you feel like you're being mistreated, Dan?
Don't go go there,
No,
Ken.
seriously.
That's bullying.
Seriously,
That
it's-
is
no, I'm
bullying.
asking her-
You can talk to her in private.
I'm asking you a question. I mean, I'm trying to find that information.
Don't bother. Talk to him in private. I'm telling you, this is not right. I'm sorry. I'm telling you what to do, too. I'm just trying to protect you.
I'm asking a question. I'm not telling you what to do. City manager will talk to Ann about it if she has any concerns. I'm trying to figure out how we can possibly deal with meetings when somebody walks up to us with critical information a minute before the meeting. I mean, we've got to find some better way to deal with this. All right. Pursuant to the Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. No, wrong thing. Somebody got an agenda for tonight? You got an agenda for, this is last night.
Oh, that's last time?
Yeah.
Here you go.
June 21st. All right. In compliance with the requirements of Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, the public is hereby provided notice that it is possible that a quorum or more of the members of the City of Bastrop boards, commissions, committees, or task force and the BEDC may be in attendance to observe and/or participate in the above referenced workshop retreat of the Bastrop City Council. This is a special workshop meeting. I don't think we have any quorum here except the City Council. Pursuant to the Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, the City Council of Bastrop, Texas will hold a special workshop meeting on Tuesday, June 21, 2016, at 6:30 p.m. at the Bastrop City Hall Council Chambers, 1311 Chestnut Street, Bastrop, Texas, to consider the following. Call to order. We have everyone here except Councilmember Schiff, who is excused for being out of the state. So we are called to order. Our first item is an executive session in which the City of Bastrop will meet in a closed executive session pursuant to the Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, at SEQ in italics, comma, to discuss the following. Number one, Section 551.071, parentheses 1, parentheses 8, and Section 551.071, parentheses 2, dash, consultation with attorneys by video conference, telephone, and/or in person concerning, and the city manager is saying over there that he has invited the attorney to come in person instead of, as we had previously discussed, in teleconference. Parentheses 1, this is concerning, parentheses 1, potential, pending, threatened, and/or contemplated litigation or claims, including but not limited to pending city permits, status of settlement or settlements, and court action in pending lawsuit or lawsuits, threatened or potential litigation or claims and/or, number 2, parentheses 2, close parentheses, matter upon which the attorney has a duty and/or responsibility to report to the governmental body concerning same and/or any other matters posted on the agenda. Number 2, Section 551.072 dash, deliberations concerning real property related to potential acquisition, sales, or lease by or to the city. We will now go into executive session, reference those items.
Here you go. Okay, here you go.
on TV last night. Are we on TV now? I thought we were on TV last night. We were? Thank you. Okay, we are B2. Bastrop City Council will reconvene into open session to discuss, consider, and/or take any actions necessary related to the executive session noted herein just above, or regular agenda items noted above, and when there weren't any, and/or related items. We're back in regular session. I'm going to call on first the city manager to give a description of what we've been talking about, and then I'll see if there's any motions, and if not, we'll move on from this item. So Mike, please.
Yes, and I do apologize to the audience and staff this evening. The city is in different levels of litigation on 3 cases. One is actually now at this point out of Fort Worth. It involves the city's red light camera district. We, along with about 100 other cities, installed red camera lights, and there was a lawsuit that says those were unconstitutional. It started out in state court. It went to district court. The district court decision was appealed to the appellate level. The appellate level remanded it back to the district, and the district remanded it back over to state court. So we're right back where we started from. That's a rather complex issue, but after going over all the issues associated with this case, it's my recommendation that a motion to instruct Mr. Charles Bundren, our litigator, to continue with the activities in the class action case, remanded back to the Tarrant County State Court, reference red camera light suit, and to notify the company that the contract with the city for this program, that we are triggering the indemnification provision in their contract with the city.
Now let me stop you there, Mike. Is there a motion in response to what our conversations have been and what the city manager just said? There's a motion from Mayor Pro Tem. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second and a third. Do we understand? Everybody understand the motion? Ann, will you please call the roll?
Mayor Pro Tem De La Rosa? Yes. Councilmember McAnally?
Yes.
Councilmember Peterson? Yes. Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Well, that's motion passed, and Mr. Bundren, you understand those instructions? Thank you very much. City Manager?
Yes. The other case that's we are in with the other taxing entities, the Bastrop County, Bastrop Independent School District, and the City of Bastrop. The council received an update of where the litigation is since the district judge ruling back in early May. There's still a few outstanding items, but at this point we're waiting to see what is filed with the judge. There's a possibility that there may be a hearing on the 29th, but at this time we don't know if the hearing is going to be scheduled or not.
And Mr. Bundren is also our lead attorney on that one.
Yes, and he's tracking that. And just for the record, we entered into an interlocal agreement with the county and the school and the city. I represent the city. Judge Poppy represents the county. Mr. Murray represents the school district. And as a committee, we provide direction to Mr. Bundren on that case. The third one is one pending in state court. It's on hold. We have been trying to reach a mediated settlement. And that is with the City of Bastrop versus Ms. Rhonda Van Diver et al. And Mr. Bundren again gave the status of where that litigation is at this point. And at this point, I'll defer to the council. I think there may be one or maybe many motions made at this point.
So you've heard, citizens, you've heard what we've been talking about. And if there is a motion from a council member regarding this, what, litigation, is that right word? To do something or anything or whatever, floor is open.
I have a motion.
Deborah.
I make a motion that Mr. Bundren contact Ms. Van Diver's attorney and instruct him that we're open to any recommendation that she has for us to hear and determine a decision to just finalize and end this case. And I also ask that I be allowed to work with Mr. Bundren to facilitate that
As a council member.
as a council member.
Is there a second? Hearing no second, that motion dies for lack of a second. Is there any other motion?
Okay, I'll make another motion.
Okay.
That Mr. Bundren contact Ms. Van Diver's attorney and offer that the city is open to hear any offer that she has to settle this suit, that the council is willing to hear that.
Second.
So there's a second. I have a question, Mr. Bundren. Can you tell us what's going on in the court in terms of what's happening now and that what this might be a response to? Would you come to the microphone and just give us and the public an explanation of what's in open records about that? And that this motion might refer to.
Thank you, Mayor, and members of the City Council. The case is pending in the 21st District Court here in Bastrop County with Judge Carson Campbell presiding. We had a court-ordered mediation. We had filed a motion to compel mediation in January. The court granted that. The parties went to a mediation in March. Out of that came a proposal for a settlement, and out of that, and that was submitted to Mrs. Van Diver's attorney, Mr. Bradford, by me on April the 20th, and we have been waiting on a response, which we have not received yet, or any comments. So at the present time, we are waiting on a response to the settlement documents that came out of the mediation, and there's a stay, agreed stay. There will be no action in the district court pending an effort to try to settle.
Thank you. And so, Ms. Jones, your motion would be an opportunity for us after 2 months of waiting to say we really are eager to get this settled. Is that more or less the purpose of your motion?
Yes.
Please say that to the mic.
Yes, Mayor.
You're still not on yet.
The city of Bastrop is still open to more options and trying to remedy this litigation.
Right. Any other comments or questions or whatever discussion? Mike, you want to say something?
No, I just want to reconfirm the motion that is before the board is the instructions to Mr. Bundren to contact Ms. Van Diver's attorney to see where we're at with the mediated settlement, and also to advise her attorney that the city would like to get this settled, and if there are some other options that she would like us to consider, we are very open to those options.
Deborah, is that copacetic with your motion?
Yes.
And the second was Willie. Was it Willie? Okay. That's you're good with that. Do you understand that?
I do,
Okay.
Mr. Mayor.
Any other discussion? Ann, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Councilmember McAnally?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dela
Yes.
Rosa? Councilmember Peterson?
That's a 4-0 vote. Thank you all.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to make a recommendation. I do again apologize, but the timing was important that the new council members get up to date on these legal matters. And I've learned a long time ago, after 3 hours about talking law, you don't want to get into figures. So I will get with you later this week about rescheduling our budget workshop.
Well, that's your item, Mike, so I'd be real surprised if anybody disagrees at this point. So I'm going to pull item C1. Or let me say, are we back in? No, we're not. We're not even going to the workshop session.
Mike's going to pull up. Mike's. Talk in your mic, please.
Thank you, Willie. Thank you. Now you got it. Turnabout's fair play. Mike is asking us to not go to C1 and C2, which is no C whatsoever, and we're going to move to item D, which is do we want to? Well, we don't even do that. But I'll take a motion from Willie under item E.
Move to adjourn.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. No discussion, and please call the roll.
Mayor Pro Tem Dela Rosa? Yes. Councilmember Peterson? Yes. Councilmember Jones? Councilmember McAnally?
Yes.
Thank you all. We appreciate the indulgence of the staff especially. We love you very much. And those who have been waiting for us for other items, we are now adjourned.